everyone. So today I'm doing my reflection on faith and on the fires that we had, which affected all of Canada, all of the US, and today I spent a lot of time sleeping. Like many people, I was affected by the fires and by the smoke and the air quality, and it wasn't a good night for me last night. I woke up with tummy cramps and an upset tummy, and my eyes were watering, which was surprising because the first few days I was fine. But I haven't been out, I haven't been going for my walks, I've been staying inside and keeping my plants inside as well, because the new plants, I noticed they got burnt on the edges, so I put them inside, my lavender and my herbs. And I do go to the people I pray to. I go to Elvis, I ask for his intercession, and I prayed for rain. I prayed that God would have mercy on us. And I was pleasantly surprised when I woke up and there was rain, because they were calling for the rain only on Sunday. But the air quality is good now and there's no problems anymore, which is good to see. So I was very, very happy to get this good news. And sometimes when I pray, I get very, very tired. I sweat sometimes when I pray. And last night I said to Elvis, I'm tired. You take over. I'm tired now. I have been praying and we need some help. We need some rain. We need something to be done. We also need it for New York, because I was talking to people, my customers, and they were telling me New York is looking terrible. It's under a blanket of fumes and we can't go out. It's cold. So I was quite surprised to hear that, because in my area, yes, it wasn't that bad as some areas, but you could still smell the smoke. And now it's gone, you can't smell it anymore. There's a lovely cool breeze. And I always laugh. My mom laughed. She says, you go to Elvis. I said, yeah, I do. I ask Elvis to intercede for me. And she says, okay. A lot of people go to the saints, but I didn't know the saints. They lived in some bygone century in a different world. And yes, I read about them, I know about their lives, but this was somebody that was alive when I was a little girl. So I have a little bit of his memory. I have the videos, I know the impact it had on me as a kid, and I have my love for him. And even some of my friends will say, oh, you're listening to that Elvis again. Didn't you go out? Even for New Year's, you didn't go. I said, well, there's nowhere really to go. So yes, I stayed at home, I listened to Elvis, and they're like, he did drugs. I said, yeah, I know he did drugs. He wanted to get better. He was struggling to get well. And he came from a poor family, so I admire him. If you don't like him, you find somebody that you admire, but leave me to enjoy what I enjoy. So that's how it goes. I like his faith. He used to, after his concerts, he used to sing gospel music for 2-3 hours. He used to sing gospel music on the stage. They used to cut it out of his concerts sometimes. But that didn't stop him from praising the Lord and worshiping God. And there are records of him healing people. It's documented even by his backup singers. So I like Elvis, and I'm very grateful. And today I said, thank you, Elvis. I woke up this morning and there was rain and the air's clearer, and I thank God for his mercy, because what's happening in our world today is it's very strange. 414 fires across Canada. I just pray for God's mercy. And the other thing I do, I ask God, please let Elvis meet me at the pearly gates, because I know in God's world, God comes for the ones not who are doing all the right things, not the ones who are going to church and tithing and saying, oh God, look at me, I came here, I'm here every week. God comes to those of us who know we did wrong, or we're sinners, or we missed the mark, we don't always do right. God comes for us. Even when we complain and we moan and groan, God comes for us. And I thank him for that, because I'm one of those people. I feel that I'm putting in all the work, I'm doing so much, and everyone else is benefiting, and I'm being left behind. I'm not getting the plum jobs, I'm not getting the good paying jobs. I'm volunteering, whether it's the One Campaign or at church or wherever. And I'm doing, and they say, oh, plant the seeds, the rewards will come. But when those seeds plant up, the fruit is rotten inside. So I'm like, God, what am I doing wrong? Something is not right. And I'm not talking about Zimbabwe or England. I'm talking about here in Canada. And everyone says, no, you're doing the right things. Keep doing them. And I'm like, I'm tired. So that's all I ask God now. I say, when it's my time, please let Elvis meet me at the pearly gates, because I don't want to go the other way. Because the way my life is going, it seems like I try, I do my best, I keep trying. I keep applying for good paying jobs and I don't get the rewards. So if that's how it is, and if that's how faith works, please make sure you send Elvis to meet me at the pearly gates, because I am doing my best. And I know I fail, but I know he's there with you, so please send him so that I don't go the other way into hell. So that's my prayer, and that's how I pray. That's how I go to God, and I ask God for help and for mercy. I have a lot of friends who are in Africa. I've met people from Nigeria, and my friend Ini and I were laughing when we went to the One Campaign conference. We're saying people here get so offended if you say brethren or if you say man. But for us in Africa, man includes men and women, and we don't get offended. When the mass changed, when they changed the language in the mass, we were like, okay, whatever. If you want to change it. It's not like it's going to be making a big difference. You look at the communist countries, when they brought in the concept of feminism and using inclusive language, it's the People's Party of China. And how much respect do they have for women? How much do you see them doing to promote human rights? It came out of that communist regime. So Ini and I used to just laugh. But we don't tell them. We say we're in their country now, we have to adapt, we have to do what they want. It's a good learning. It was a learning experience. And Ini left the One Campaign. A lot of the Nigerians I was with left the One Campaign. I met a lot of people, a lot of the ministers' sons and daughters who came to the Indabas, the mining Indabas, when I was involved with them. Unfortunately, we lost touch, but we're all African at the end of the day, so we have that common feeling, that understanding that comes from here out. But that's how life is, and that's the way it goes. And for me, Elvis grew up with the black community. He had an understanding of the struggles of poverty. So that's how it goes. And I just say, God, you know what? I am like Elvis. I want a little silver, a little gold. I want my mansion here on earth. I want these things. And I don't believe in living in poverty, constantly living off your overdraft, constantly they're putting the interest rates up. So those of us who spent years and years studying, we can't come up because we can't get into good jobs where we can actually have some money in the bank account. But the bankers are just carrying on. They're carrying on, raising the interest rates, doing whatever they want. And there's no mercy, there's no compassion. But I'm not in banking anymore, so I'm very grateful for that. I worked with some nice people who cared about me and were compassionate, and they're not there anymore and they can't get me into banking, so it is what it is. But I'm grateful at least now we have nice weather and there's no more smell of smoke in the air, and I'll keep going to my Elvis, this guy. Because for me, that's what he did for me. And I love him, I love his music. And you can see here, it's beautiful outside. It's nice outside. You can hear the birds singing. I'm looking much better than I was this morning.